Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz. Thank you for stopping by. I have another deck for you today. Now, I've looked a little bit through this deck because this deck is a little complicated. It is the Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle by Mandy Peterson. You can get it on mysticmandy.com. I will link it below for you. Not a cheap deck, but it is a very, very well done deck. I have not used it. I took just a quick look through it. My friend was over and I wanted to show it to her. I only looked at a couple of cards. There is a book that comes with it. They do have knockoffs on Amazon. Do not get it because you cannot use it without knowing how to use it. And there is no book with those, and she did have a manual that you could download with it, but she no longer offers that, and I'm guessing it's because of the whole knockoff thing, which to me is awful. People just doing that, I think, is horrendous. I can't stand it. But it is a very cool deck. I think it's regular $55. Last time I looked, it was on her page for, I want to say $49 plus shipping. If you're into the whole past lives thing, it's really cool. I don't even know how many cards is in here, to be honest. There's no description on the box, and I can't remember. I haven't been feeling well the last few days, so my brain is a little scattered. But look how pretty this is. It comes with this like cool box, and then you have the book, and you have the cards, and you have, look how they're purple on the outside. They're round. I am not a huge fan of round cards because I find them, for me personally, hard to shuffle. But these make sense why they're round, and I'll show you. Although I guess you could make them square. So this is the book that comes with it, and I'm going to just move that out of the way for a second. It comes with all the instructions. It shows you how to use the cards. There are a couple of videos online. I think there's one on her page at least, I believe. I think that's where I saw it, where it shows you how to lay out the cards, and depending where you put it, it will speak to you. And you not only use the front of the card, but you can use the backs of the cards. Like I said, I have not used it. It depends when I will use it. Depends on time and what's going on in my life. But then there's all this descriptions of each card. I mean, it is a quite involved deck. And then you can use the backs of the cards as well. And it shows you how to use the backs of the cards. And I'm going to show you that. I mean, this is one of those decks that I'm probably going to have to actually use. Yeah, I'm going to have to use the book to read the directions and exactly how to use this deck. I am looking forward to using it. I'm just trying to see if it tells me how many cards we got here. I mean, here's all the descriptions of the cards. And there's 3 blank cards that come with it. I read it on her page, and now for the life of me, I can't remember. Suffices to say, there's a lot of cards. I mean, look at that. Okay, that's a good amount of cards. Anyway, so this is just a little thing that says how to use it, how to use the card fronts and backs, while the subcategories on the card fronts are related to the theme on that card front. It is not the same for the card backs. The categories on the card backs aren't associated with one another, nor are they related to the subject of the card front. See the manual for instructions on how to use it, how to use the front card and the card. See the manual for more instructions on how to use the card fronts, card backs, and the card fronts and backs together. A free version is available. It was available. It's not there anymore unless she brings it back. So anyway, this is the fronts of the cards. They're all in watercolors, which is beautiful. And this is how the backs look. And I think it's like 6 cards per section or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Did I put it in the wrong thing? Or is it 3 cards per section? I forget exactly. If you go on her Might be 3 cards per section. If you go on her page, on her website, there is a video on it, and I'm sure it does explain it. I watched it, but I wasn't, you know, watching. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys these cards because they're just really cool cards, and I'm actually looking forward to using these. I'm going to try to make this quick because there is a lot of cards here, and I've already talked way too long. So this one says abusive relationship, and then you have abused, enabler, abuser, rescuer. So depending where the card falls, it could fall like this, like you could be a rescuer of, this one says accomplishment, but you could be an abuser, achiever, you know, in a past life. You know, it's just really cool. Okay, so accomplishment, addiction, adventurer, air disaster. So that could be like something that happened. So you have asteroid, bomb, tornado, plane crash, alternative sexuality, sexual minority, polyamorous or polygamist, asexual, or Casanova. Animals, collector, mystic, I'm sorry, artist. I see, I'm reading up here. There is because the way it's done, it can get a little confusing. So artist, aesthetic, aesthetic. Is that aesthetic? I know what the word means, but I'm having a hard time saying it. Astral experiences. So it's a bunch of different stuff. It's not just who you could have been. It's also parts of things that you're dealing with now. You could have dealt with in past life. It's something you could be bringing over. Full disclosure, I'm not a huge believer in past lives. But I am intrigued by it. But I'm like, nah, I don't want to come back. I don't want to have to be forced to come back. Thanks. Athlete. Banishment. Beauty. Look how beautiful the pictures are, though. Gorgeous. Brainwashing. Bully. Burned. And now you could say house fire, branding, book burning, or persecution. So there's different things. I am looking forward to using this. I just haven't had a chance yet. Oh, I've just been so tired. All right. Charity. Childhood trauma. Children. City dweller. Communications. Construction. Current lifetime. Oh, I like that that's in there. Then you got gestation period, adulthood, teenage years, or childhood. I like that. Defender. Destruction. Devil. Dark magic. Exorcist. Cursed. Possessed. I don't really believe in the devil, so, you know. I guess that all depends. Okay, diet. Nutritional or food issues, gluttony, fasting or deprivation, vegetarianism. I mean, that diet could be so many different things. Discrimination. Earth disaster. Enslavement. So these cards are not just feel-good cards. There's a lot of like dark stuff here. Execution, enslavement, childhood trauma. And that's good because no life is perfect. Everyone has had hard things, regardless of whether you believe in past lives per se. Even in your past life now, I mean, I'm not the same person I was in my teens. I'm not the same person I was in my 20s. That is a past life for me. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, I don't even know that person. So it's, you know, different things. But anyway, you do have some dark stuff here. So execution. Extraterrestrial. That's me. That's me right there. I want to be in the stars. Fall of civilization. Fire disaster. government, group living, healer, herbalist, faith healer, midwife, doctor. They should put witch there too, because they were considered witches. All right, health issues. And the cards are kind of thick, but they feel nice. They're not too thick and not too thin. They're really a good thickness. Ice disaster, which would be ice age, hail, hypothermia, blizzard, imprisonment, industry, injustice, insanity, instruction, intellectual, leadership, loss of a loved one. These cards are very in-depth. I really do love this deck. It feels very real. It's, oh, sorry, I whacked the camera again. It's not all, you know, rainbows and unicorns. There's definitely real life stuff here, and I do like it, even though I'm looking at the magic card. Magic. Let's see what it says. Sorcerer, sorceress, Wiccan, alchemist, illusionist. Maritimer, military, murder, nature worship, obsession, oppression, peacemaker, performer, poverty, that's sad, power, psychic, rebel, religious devotion, revolution, rise of civilization. The artwork really is very beautiful. I really do like it a lot. Ritual sacrifice, romance, royalty, rural living, saintly, secret society. Boy, she seems to have covered it all, huh? Secrets, servant, housework, other, indentured servitude, childcare, sexual assault, that's a very hard one, swindler, technology, the law, judge, lawyer, lawmaker, law enforcement, torture. Ugh, just a thought. Some of these cards, honestly, I don't know if I would even use them, because I think for me they might be triggering. Truth seeker, war, water disaster, wealth, Wild West. This one's funny. Huh. Cowboy, other, settler, indigenous person. You know why it's funny? Because I'm looking over here and I'm thinking that's the cowboy's legs. And I'm like, that's a funny looking cowboy. Oh my God, it's a horse. Uh-oh. Wisdom keepers. World War. Yeah, these are tough. And then you have 3 plain ones that you can do whatever you want with them. Like put whatever you want on there. And then you have the backs. And the way the backs are, there's they have, I think it's 3 per per section. So you have this section, which is love, identity, time frame, lesson, death, location, trauma, faith. And then you have this section. I think it's 3 cards per section. I thought it was 6. Oh no, it is 6. Maybe it's just that one that's 3. All right. I know I had seen 6 somewhere. So is there 6 here? Maybe, wait a minute. Lover. Am I missing? Okay, hold on a second. Lover, identity, spinster. Lover is spinster. Lover. Oh, maybe it's 5. Okay. Looks like it might be 5 per section. All right, let's see. Okay, so there's 5 here. And let's see. Now, I don't know exactly why there's 5, but there's probably a reason why. Like I said, I have not used this deck. But yeah, it looks like there's 5 per, like, of the same card per section. And you can use each side of the deck separately. You can use them together. There is instructions on all that. Like I said, there's a couple of videos on it. I would suggest you search for that. Go on her page, Mystic Mandy, watch a couple of the videos, because I mean, there's a lot. Like this one's here is you have the identity, the time frame, the lesson, death, location, trauma, faith, and love, and they're all like that. But then the difference is, like with this one, the trauma is material loss, whereas with this one, the trauma is slander. You know, here. So these are all like the time frame, the lesson. I think that's all. These are all the same, but they're just different. Like you have fire, Northern Europe. So you would have, I'm not going to go through every single one of these because it's going to be pointless. I don't know if you noticed, but look at the eyeball. It's got like a clock face in the eye, in the pupil area there, in the eyeball. That's very cool. Whoever designed these cards, as far as that's very, very, very clever. I really love that. All right, so I just want to look real quick and see. Okay, we are going to, okay, so there's a section here for, I'm just looking to see if there's a different section for between this side, which is the actual card names, and the other side. Okay, so this here, it explains how to use them with the, and you don't really need a lot. I mean, it does give you a description of like the age of discovery, age of enlightenment. So it definitely gives you that description. But because there's I think 5 cards per section, it's not as much. It's very in depth. I'm going to read this book. I think this is one of the ones I'm definitely going to read. So anyway, let's just do a quick. Let's see. What do we want to do? Let's go to Healer. Okay, so each card has 4 sections, so depending where it falls on the spread. So we'll go to Herbalist. You may have been an herbalist, witch doctor, you may have been an herbalist, witch doctor, medicine man, or practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine. Perhaps you help to treat conditions through your knowledge of herbs, homeopathic remedies, or natural treatments. Archetype. You thrive when you make your relationship with the natural world a priority. You know how to connect with it in a way that can be healing for yourself and others. So there's an archetype that goes with every single one, and that's what this is, the herbalist, of course. But there's an actual description of the archetype. Doctor, you may have been a physician or a nurse. You likely played a role in diagnosing and treating physical or psychological issues. Archetype, you are an intelligent, informed, and critical individual who knows what the healthiest path is and how to live it. You can zoom into situations and people to see the negative or what isn't working to come up with a solution. Due to this, others may turn to you for your expert advice on how to deal with any crisis they are encountering. Midwife. You may have worked as a midwife. You might have delivered children or helped women with their female issues or complaints. Excuse me. You likely possess knowledge of how to use herbs or other remedies to treat specific conditions. Archetype. You're an inspirational and life-affirming person who's in touch with their feminine side. You bring life to any situation, project, or goal that you have in your mind. Your presence and light are encouraging to others and helps them believe in themselves. I really like this. It's not, you're only going to be reading usually, you're only going to be reading usually one side, so you don't have to read the whole thing, so it's pretty quick, and I do like that the archetype part is there as well. Faith healer. You may have been a spiritual healer who used energy work, prayer, or faith healing to help people heal their physical or emotional issues. Archetype. You have a sixth sense about people and know things about them that they might not know about themselves. You can see into a person's soul for what is needed to support their greatest skill. You know that is God's gift to everyone to be healthy and vital. So I think with that, with the archetypes and the healer and all that, is that if past lives are true, and a lot of people believe they are, like I said, I'm on the fence, that you bring some of that into this world naturally. You have these gifts or these things you need to resolve. And in that case, if you were a faith healer in another life, you are somebody that can help people today. You have like a sixth sense about them. Or a sixth sense on how to help them. It's like you've brought some of that learning into this life. Like I said, I'm on the fence about it, but that doesn't mean, that it's not real. It's just my own, thing, my own hang up. So let's see what this one says here. Because this one is loss of a loved one. Let's see what the archetype does for something that's more negative. So you lost someone significant. Perhaps the way they died made it difficult for you to let them go or to move forward in life. Archetype. You're a soulful person who knows what it's like to experience the loss of someone or something significant. Depending how you cope with loss, it can either inspire you to embark on a path of transformation or keep you stuck. Abandonment. Someone may have abandoned you in a way that was hard for you to forget or move on. This person may even be a part of your life now. Archetype. You're a wounded soul who may find it hard to open your heart to others or to trust that you can be supported and loved. It is likely someone important in your life abandoned you, either physically or through neglect. Consequently, you may feel guarded, expecting others to abandon you when you need them most. And that does make sense. As far as if you're going to bring the good qualities, you're also going to bring the bad qualities. So if you have an inherent sense of abandonment and you had a really good life this round, say as a child, and you don't know where that comes from, well, maybe that's stemming from that. Many of us, a good amount of us, have had a lot of trauma in our childhood, so that would be really hard to kind of like figure out when it comes to something like that. But I do like that she puts the negative stuff in there as well as the positive stuff, because not, every life has good and bad. Like oppression. You may have endured persecution or bullying due to your gender, sexual orientation, race, or class, or you may have felt discriminated against due to a limitation or disease, such as leprosy. Archetype. You're a sensitive soul who has been picked on, discriminated against, or bullied for a social reason. This may have affected you profoundly, especially if you didn't feel you could adequately stand up to your bully or protect yourself. Okay, so that's just a little bit of reading on that. I think this is going to be a really great deck to work with. And as those of you who have watched my channel, you know that I have a lot, a lot of decks. But there are some that are very particular that I think will be very, very, very useful. This is one of them. Mandy's very nice. I reached out to her about buying a few of her decks, and she was very kind to me. And her work is definitely different and very interesting. So I will be doing a couple more of her decks. I think you guys will really like her decks. I would encourage you to look at her webpage. She does have, like, you can try some of the she said, what are they called when you have it's almost like an app that you can do a reading like on with some of her cards, and it'll tell you what they are. I am kind of a loss for words right now. So you can actually kind of try it out online first before you decide to buy the deck. And if you have any issues, you can reach out to her. She will reply back to you. And just, I think it's a brilliant deck, and her other work looks really, really, really cool. And I look forward to using it. So I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are. Take good care of yourselves, and blessings and thank you.